Antarctica, 2 miles of ice, the most hostile place on Earth. But beneath that frozen tomb lies a secret, fossils of creatures that shouldn't exist there. Rainforests, giant reptiles, apex predators prowling warm shores. Tonight, 7 extinct animals from a version of Antarctica you've never imagined. A lost world buried under ice. Stay until number 1, it was the size of a bus. Antarctica wasn't always frozen. For hundreds of millions of years, it sat further north, warm, green, and alive. Forests stretched to the South Pole, rivers carved through valleys, and life thrived in ecosystems we'll never see again. Then the continents shifted, Antarctica drifted south, ice consumed everything, life died or fled. But the fossils remain, frozen evidence of worlds that vanished. Tonight, 7 creatures from Antarctica's lost age. Asterisk, starting with a predator that dominated ancient seas. Number 7, Kryostega asterisk, Antarctica's earliest known survivor. 250 million years ago, Antarctica sat near the South Pole but hadn't frozen yet. The planet had just survived the Permian mass extinction, 95% of life wiped out. In 1986, paleontologists found fossil fragments of Kryostega in early Triassic Antarctic rocks. A temnospondyl amphibian, roughly 5 feet long with powerful jaws and thick limbs. Kryostega proves life returned to Antarctica almost immediately after Earth's worst extinction event. While the planet recovered, Antarctica hosted early survivors clinging to rivers and wetlands. Life was tougher than extinction itself. But amphibians were just the beginning. Antarctica's past held giants. Number 6, Antarctanax shackletoni asterisk, the first Antarctic apex predator. 190 million years ago, Antarctica was still ice-free, positioned closer to the equator. Early Jurassic ecosystems were rebuilding after another extinction. Found in 2010, 2011 on Antarctica's Transantarctic Mountains, announced in 2019. Fossilized bones revealed a carnivorous archosaur, an early relative of crocodiles and dinosaurs. Antarctanax means Antarctic king. It was an early apex predator, hunting smaller reptiles and proto-mammals in a landscape still recovering from extinction events. This shows Antarctica wasn't just habitable, it was competitive. Predators evolved here at the bottom of the world. Kings ruled the land, but giants ruled the seas. Number 5, Antarctic Plesiosaurs asterisk, marine reptiles that haunted polar seas. 70 million years ago, during the late Cretaceous, Antarctica was still attached to South America and Australia. The continent had forests but also vast shallow seas. Since the 1980s, multiple plesiosaur fossils have been found on Seymour Island and other Antarctic sites. Long-necked marine predators with massive flippers and razor-sharp teeth. These weren't the gigantic plesiosaurs from Jurassic seas, they were smaller, cold-adapted species. They hunted fish and squid in polar waters that froze part of the year. This proves marine reptiles adapted to extreme cold, surviving in oceans we consider uninhabitable. Marine reptiles adapted to cold, but one creature was built like a tank. Number 4, Antarctopelta oliveroi asterisk, the only dinosaur named exclusively from Antarctic fossils. 75 million years ago, Antarctica was forested and ice-free, but it experienced months of polar darkness each year, a challenging environment even without ice. Discovered on James Ross Island in 1986, formally named in 2006, partial skeleton included distinctive armor plates and vertebrae of a tank-like herbivore. Antarctopelta was an ankylosaur covered in bony armor with a massive clubtail capable of shattering bone. It grazed Antarctic forests during long summer days, then endured months of winter darkness. This is the first dinosaur definitively known only from Antarctica, surviving conditions no other armored dinosaur faced, polar winters with zero sunlight. Armor protected against predators, but some Antarctic creatures were the predators. Number 3, Cryolophosaurus elioti asterisk, the frozen crested reptile. 190 million years ago, early Jurassic Antarctica was positioned further north than today. It had forests, rivers, and a relatively temperate climate, but still experienced seasonal extremes. Found in 1991 near the Beardmore Glacier by paleontologist William Hammer. Nearly complete skeleton including a bizarre forward-curving crest on its skull. Cryolophosaurus was a large carnivorous dinosaur around 26 feet long and over 1,000 pounds. Its distinctive crest earned it the nickname Elvisaurus. It was the apex predator of its time in Antarctica, hunting large herbivores in forests that stretched to the South Pole. This was the first carnivorous dinosaur ever found in Antarctica, shattering the idea that the continent was always lifeless. Land predators dominated forests, but the seas held something far more terrifying. Number 2. Antarctic Nothosaurs *, the marine hunters that evolved in southern seas. 240 million years ago, during the Middle Triassic, Antarctica was recovering from the Permian extinction. Shallow seas surrounded the continent, which sat much further north. Nothosaur fossils were found in Triassic marine deposits on Antarctic outcrops. These semi-aquatic predators are rare finds in the southern hemisphere. Nothosaurs were ambush predators, sleek reptiles with long necks, sharp teeth, and webbed feet. They hunted fish and smaller marine animals in shallow Antarctic coastal waters. Think of them as Triassic seals with teeth. Nothosaurs are typically found in Europe and China. Finding them in Antarctica proves these marine predators had global range and that Antarctica was a marine reptile hotspot. Antarctic seas hosted predators, but the largest creature ever found there was beyond imagination. Number 1. Shastasaurus *, Antarctica's largest predator ever discovered. 210 million years ago, during the late Triassic, Antarctica sat in temperate latitudes. Its surrounding oceans were warm, deep, and filled with life. Shastasaurus fossils were originally found in North America, but fossil evidence and closely related ichthyosaurs have been discovered in Antarctic marine deposits. These were among the largest marine reptiles ever. Shastasaurus was colossal, over 65 feet long, bigger than most modern whales. It was an ichthyosaur, a dolphin-like marine reptile, but on an unimaginable scale. Despite its size, Shastasaurus likely had no teeth. Scientists believe it was a suction feeder, vacuuming up squid and fish like a living submarine. Imagine a creature the size of a bus gliding silently through Antarctic waters, swallowing prey whole. This was the largest animal ever to live in Antarctic waters, before or since. It proves Antarctica once hosted ecosystems as rich and diverse as any ocean on Earth. A bus-sized predator in Antarctica, a world we'll never see again. 7 creatures, 7 windows into Antarctica's lost worlds. But here's what haunts scientists: we've barely scratched the surface. Most of Antarctica is buried under 2 miles of ice. We can only excavate fossils where rock is exposed, less than 1% of the continent. What else is down there? Complete skeletons of unknown species. Entire ecosystems frozen in time. Antarctica holds one of Earth's greatest fossil archives, and it's almost entirely inaccessible. Climate change is exposing more rock each year, revealing new sites, but it's also destroying fossil deposits before we can reach them. Which extinct Antarctic creature shocked you most? The bus-sized ichthyosaur, the armored dinosaur surviving polar darkness? Drop your thoughts below. Antarctica keeps its secrets buried, but we keep digging. Next week, the prehistoric predators that were bigger than Megalodon. Yes, bigger.